Hello, Michael. It's a painter.
I'm meeting so many people. Oh
Hello, how are you
wow,
today?
you've come at the right moment. Look at that.
That is really, really nice, Michael.
Wow, how's that then?
So, how are you?
Well, I've been struggling with the old depression, and but I'm still fighting it hard. You know,
Yes.
I've got to.
Well, it's not a depressing day. It's a beautiful day.
No, but what's happened
Getting
is
away from Plymouth and where
I
you are.
get this surge of energy with my art, right?
Yes.
And of course, nothing can match it. And
Yes.
therefore, then I go into what they call a low.
Uh-huh.
And when I do like everyday chores, like everybody has to,
Yes.
I find that quite difficult because being creative, I just want to be creative. But
Well, when you
I,
geographically, like we said before, Plymouth in the southwest is a beautiful area, but there's
oh, it's
so much
fabulous.
negativity
I
from the
know,
powers that be in the city, in
I
the
know,
area,
I
that
know.
it puts you down and it's wearing after a while. And I've
It
been
does
feeling exactly the
wear,
same.
yeah.
That's why I've come out for a cycle ride today.
Well, that's why I've come out here. Look, and if you want to point your camera to that fantastic piece of work there, I'm really proud of it.
So how long have you been painting today?
That one, and I'm just about to do. You can have a look. My abstract. There's my abstract work. That's never been seen before.
That's interesting.
You're the first one to see it.
How long is that? How long have you been working on that one?
That one's taken quite a while because with abstract work, you never know when you're finished. And when I come out on a beautiful day like this today, I put it up against the greens, the blues, the sky, and you get a different feel for it. And I feel at the moment that is nearly finished.
Right.
If it's not finished, because I love the movement in these lines here.
Yes.
And that draws your eye around and then back in again, and you've got even further back again the watercolour, similar to what Turner used to do, just used to use very light shades all the time.
So how long have you been doing the abstract work?
I've been doing the abstract work quite a bit now. It is taking over my life a little bit.
It's coming from the back of the mind.
Yes, yes, and then if you look here, there's Adele. It's gorgeous Adele.
Who's
the
Adele?
singer.
Uh-huh.
And again, I've just gone as far as that today.
Yes.
I don't really want to overpaint. One of my areas of tutoring is I tell my students, don't overpaint.
Yes.
And if you look here, there's another beautiful piece of work just coming up with pencil work, and that's on.
You've chosen a beautiful area to be
it's
painting.
fabulous.
The
It's
views
fabulous.
from here are fantastic, aren't
Absolutely fabulous. And here is where I have a drink occasionally at the King's Arms.
they? You don't drink, do you?
I don't drink a lot, but I
Uh-huh.
do have a small bit of shandy, or mainly now it's a lager shandy.
And that's in Tor Point.
I prefer a lager shandy, and that's in Tor Point at the King's Arms.
Yes.
Again, coming back to this one, this is gorgeous. I mean, I look at that myself, and I buy paintings myself, and I would buy that.
Yes.
I would buy that. That is captures something, and at the moment there is.
So is your house like a gallery then?
Oh, it's like a gallery. It's like an Aladdin's cave. We were only talking about it last night actually, and one person came in and said, "Oh, I couldn't have all that clutter in my house." And I said, "Well, no, can I?" I said,
Well,
"But it's just
one person's clutter is another person's art.
yeah." I just said,
memorabilia.
if I had another 5 rooms, I would have the most fantastic house you could ever imagine. With all my work, would be on display. It would all be done properly. I probably would even open it up to a charity,
Yes.
so people could walk around.
Well,
But
when
the
I
rich have the space,
yes.
and the people.
Sometimes they're the most ruthless at getting rid of stuff, or the most dictatorial. Going on to that line, when I moved to where I was, I've got loads of fashion magazines collected over many, many years.
Yes.
And a friend of mine who's rich who helped me move, he said I ought to tear out all the photographs and just leave the magazines empty, or just keep hold of the photographs.
I've done that.
And it would have ruined the magazine, or the whole concept of the magazine,
Absolutely.
from that
I
period
have
of time.
done that myself.
And it turns out now a lot of them are pretty valuable.
Yes, and you've
because
lost
they're
some.
becoming highly collectible.
Yeah.
Now I've got them
Oh, you
because
still got them?
I didn't
Oh,
do what he
brilliant.
said.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I never do what anybody says. I always do the opposite.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my house is cluttered, I'll be honest with you. It's cluttered with all sorts of knickknacks. But it's not because of I'm untidy. It's just that I've run out of space. I'm a very, very tidy person, actually.
Yes.
But I've just run out of space, and I have an addiction to keep these things. Because I'm an artist, and it's only just recently I've been using my mask, as you can see there.
I know.
And I use that
Very Italian.
as part of my art. So
Yes.
it's a growing thing. Art is not just about paint and paper anymore to me.
Yes.
It's about the whole concept.
This is art.
Yeah, and this is what I'm doing, is layering and things like this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just having a nice cycle ride. I'm going to drop down to the beach in a minute and
Well, that's fabulous.
shoot
You
some
just
video
happen
down
to
there
come
and take
down
some
just to
pictures.
catch me like this. It's unbelievable, really,
I
isn't it?
I saw the eyes on the back of your head, and I thought I'd better start shooting video before I started talking to you.
Oh, is that what it was? All
Absolutely.
right. Well, like I say, I'm still challenging the depression.
Yes.
I think the
There's a lot of people going through that at the moment. You know,
Yeah.
for one thing, reason or another. And like I said, a lot of it's been brought on by the system.
Yeah, and as I say, I feel the depression comes from an inside feeling of when you've just been out painting. If you get 2 hours of real creativity in, then you can say that's brilliant, because after 2 hours it starts to wane. So this is why you'll see I've got a guitar with me, I've got a blower, I've got all sorts of things, because I then just play around with different types of instruments, and that allows my creativity to come back again.
Yes.
So I play around with that, and then I'm not thinking about that, and then I've got a new...
You better turn it off. I'll have music copyright issues on YouTube. It's fun though. Heavy metal. Right, Michael, I'm gonna...
Hey, you got some good material now, Chris.
We have, yeah, it's ongoing, isn't it, Michael?
And just before I go...
You're gonna blow your whistle. Your trumpet. Sound your own trumpet. Well, that's brought them up from the sea. They think it's the lifeguard.
So that's what I do,
in the mornings.
is...
Right, Michael.
And I get my inspiration comes back, because the mind is now creative, and that's what I do.
Nice
So
one.
whenever you look at an artist, you do not see the artist, you only see the matter and the body.
Yes.
The mind is what's working,
Absolutely.
and this is what makes us special.
Yeah.
So when people I try to explain to people why I dress in the way I do, in the way
You
I
don't have
act
to explain to anybody.
in the way I do, I have no explanation anymore. Please let live, and you will live as well.
So how's the book project on cross-dressing?
I'd rather not call it cross-dressing anymore now,
Yes.
because that conjures up the wrong image. I call it artistic dressing,
Yeah.
and that is what I like to say now. Forget the word cross-dressing, it's called artistic dressing.
So how far have you got with the book, with the project?
I've done about 30 pages. I'm going to have an argument on the page with myself, as if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, and I try to explain to them in logical terms what is wrong with someone wearing a dress.
Yes.
What is wrong? What is so wrong? Because I'll tell you what is so wrong, is because it's associated with sex.
Yeah.
And it's nothing at all to do with sex. Sex comes from the brain. If you turn off the brain, you can turn off the sex.
Well, in
If you want to turn on the sex, you turn on the brain.
Well, in Afghanistan and Iraq and some areas of Scotland, men wear dresses.
Yeah,
They call them kilts.
Yeah,
They just changed
but
the name.
I don't wear the artistic dressing now like I used to, because I have done that part of it, and as I said on film, I have stopped doing it now because I moved on, and that at the time was fantastic for me.
Good. Right, I'm going to have a wander now and drop down to the beach. Nice to talk to you.
All right,
Have a good
Chris.
Sunday.
Yeah, and you.
Take care.
And I'm talking to Chris Summerfield here, who's now filming me. Whether this will end up on the internet, I don't know.
It will be.
But I hope it will, because he's got some very, very spontaneous material today.
It'll go onto YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. All right then.
Because tubes help you breathe more easily.
Okay. And he's a fan.